you say is your favorite style of coffee cup? Oh, dear me, we are in trouble, aren't we?
I like the pottery style.
Is that my Oogie Boogie cup?
Yeah.
I think that's my new favorite.
I like that style a lot. For me though, it's not so much about the style, like shape. It's more about the capacity and the design and the handle.
I mean, I think the hand done ones or whatever they're, what do they call them? Pottery style?
Or, I don't know.
I think they fit all the bills for me. They check all the boxes for what you just said because I think it holds enough.
See, my thing is I don't want it too big. Like I don't want something that is more than 12 ounce
12
capacity.
ounces cup is what you want.
Yeah.
You're like 16 ounces of coffee is too much for me.
Well, I normally
tea.
drink tea, and it's like if I'm going over like the 8 to 10 ounces of water, it's like I need to add a second tea bag.
Tea bags.
And I don't want to do that.
Welcome to Tea Talk. It's weird because we're hearing birds chirping right now.
Yeah, normally we record at night when the kids have gone to bed, but we just got back from the treasure yesterday. We were too tired to record this last night.
But we need to get it out quickly so we can remember everything.
Out quickly and so that we have an episode for tomorrow, Monday.
And on that note, the champagne's been popped. The wine is flowing. You know where we're going. We're going on a backlot tour. I'm tour guide Captain Zach, so these beans.
All right, Jana. No more alcohol, please.
Tell them what we're talking about today. This is going to be like a 3 or 4 parter probably.
So like I said,
we got to break this down.
We just got back from the Treasure, which is Disney's newest ship. It was a week-long cruise in the Caribbean. And it was a lot of fun. It was our very first Disney cruise, our first cruise in 6 years, first cruise with both kids. So it was a good time, but we'll unpack all that. But we've decided, there's so much to talk about here that we decided that we're going to break this up into like about 4 episodes. We're going to do the food as one, the bars, because those are super cool and unique and a lot to unpack there, and entertainment as a whole. And then finally, just like a general overview and all of our thoughts, positives and negatives.
We have both.
As our last, yeah.
I don't think we'll release those week to week, though. We'll probably break them up.
No. It'll probably be like an every other week kind of thing.
I don't want to oversaturate everyone with boat talk. This is not a boat lot tour.
Right. Well, cruising isn't everybody's thing.
But I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah. So
we're going to start with some food, though, right?
Yeah,
Restaurants?
Yeah, we're starting with the food. So Disney is known for their food on the cruise ships, that they have some of the best food.
Is that what they're known for?
It is one of the things, yes, that it is going to be a better food experience on Disney than it is on a lot of other cruise lines.
It was certainly better than our Alaskan cruise.
Oh, the Alaskan cruise. So we did an Alaskan cruise in 2019.
Not Disney. It was
with Holland America, and the food was garbage. I skipped dinner most of the nights.
Mine was fine most of the time. Yours for gluten-free options was very bad.
It was very bad, but like even like your sister didn't like the food, or your niece.
I don't remember it very much. It was very. It was just like a long buffet, and that was kind of all you got for breakfast and lunch, and then those are your main options.
But we're not here to talk about Holland America. We're here to talk about Disney.
We're not here to talk about Holland.
To start it off, Disney cruise ships have 3 restaurants that you go between. It's called rotational dining, and so night 1 you're going to be one place, night 2 a different place, night 3 a third place, and if you have longer than a 3-night cruise, you're going to end up hitting one or more of those twice or more, depending on how long the cruise is.
We hit one of them 3 times.
Yeah, so on the Treasure, it is Plaza de Coco, 1923, and World of Marvel. And Plaza de Coco is, it's themed after Coco, and it's going to have like a stage show, kind of like dinner theater that goes with it. And 1923, that is kind of
quiet.
It's quiet. It's a bit fancier, which is nice. And it's kind of like golden age of Hollywood.
It's got a lot of like just sketches of like characters. Like there was like a Luca section. There was like a Meredith. Like there's just stuff on the walls.
It's going to be different on every ship for what's there at 1923. And then there's World of Marvel, which, as you might guess,
is marvelous.
Yes, it's Marvel theme. And that one was great. But so pretty much every ship is going to have 1923. Most of the recent ships have World of Marvel, and then Plaza de Coco is going to be the one that changes from ship to ship. So like on the Wonder, it's Tiana's Palace. On the Wish, it is Frozen themed. And coming up on the Destiny, which comes out later this year, it's going to be Lion King themed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So with dining here, there are 2 different dining options, dining time options that you choose whenever you book your cruise. There is 5:45 or 8:15. So first dining and second dining. Obviously, first dining is the more popular time and the one that goes the fastest. So you will have better luck getting the 5:45 time the earlier you book your cruise. If you wait later, like say even like 6 months after the itineraries have opened up for booking, you're likely going to be stuck with 8:15 p.m. dining. Unfortunately, we were in 8:15 p.m. and we had 5:45 originally, and we went with 2 different groups of people, and we had 5:45 originally, and then one of the groups, their daughter decided to come as well, and when they added the daughter to the reservation, it ended up bumping us to the 8:15 dining.
It wouldn't have been horrible for just us, but our kids are so used to eating earlier, and we're so
used to eating earlier.
Yeah, but I think it like the first night Ronan fell asleep, so
yeah. So we learned we had to start doing naps for him to be able to make it through dining.
Naps and then bring their games, because it's just not the only place that kept their attention for some was the Marvel room. So
yeah, which was good.
But they weren't really interested. The 1923 doesn't have like dinner theater or anything like that, but Coco wasn't really grasping them. So.
Well, okay, and here's the thing about Coco is
it's loud.
Very, very loud. And that was stuff that I started hearing like when they were doing the preview cruises for like influencers and agencies. Super, super loud, which for me, first off, I'm kind of sensitive to noise. But then too, it's like you can barely hear the people at your own table talking.
It's hard to talk. It's not happening the whole time, but it's like...
when it does happen.
It's a very large room. The Coco one is just one big room, whereas the other ones are a little more compartmentalized. And
the stage is in the center of the restaurant. And depending on where you're sitting, you may not have a good view at all.
We kind of had a bad view.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be a little bit better, but a lot of times they weren't even facing us anyways. Like the last night, it was like they were facing the complete opposite way. And I was like...
Or there's like a mariachi band with it. And like...
It's most of the time a mariachi band.
During the performances, like one member of the band would go stand in each corner.
Yeah.
So like where we were sitting, you turn to look and the one open space is that corner. And then there's a guy standing there and you can't see anything.
Like, hello.
Yeah. So it kind of sucked. Well, I mean, it didn't suck, but it was like...
The performances were good. It was the last night they actually had Miguel doing like songs with his great-great-grandfather, like Hector and Grandma Imelda?
I don't know what her name is. Coco's mother.
Yeah, but they were in like, full outfits, skeletons.
Like skeleton makeup.
And dancing, and they would all be singing. And the guy sounded a lot like Hector. And it was good. I think that was the best.
Great performers.
The whole time they were. Mm-hmm. It was just, the first night was super loud. The kids were like, oh, it's so loud. And they were upset. Olivia was very upset about how loud it was. And then Ronan just passed out. So
amazingly.
I had to eat with him on my like chest, just like sleeping.
And another thing to note too is that if you are in a smaller party, like say, you're like 4 people or less, you are likely going to be put at a table with another group.
But that's part of the fun.
Not for you.
No, I mean, we knew everyone at our table, but
we knew everyone at our table.
Random people, I would be like,
Now you can request, if you do it ahead of time, like do it yourself, have your travel agent go in there and request that you are either at a more private table, or one farther away from the action. Yeah, you can do those things, and it can all be done on the Disney Cruise Line website, or you can call and ask that they note that, along with any allergens that you may have. Another thing too is you're going to have the same 2 servers every night of your dining. So ours was Chip and Magdalena.
Chip rules.
Yeah, Chip was Scottish, so that was always just a lot of fun hearing him talk.
And he can do the worm.
Yes, we found out on our last World of Marvel night. He can do the worm, and it goes so high.
And now I know he has bad knees.
Yes. But it's great. And if you have an allergy for the dining, the first night of your dining, they'll take your order then and there. But then before you leave the restaurant, they'll take your order for the next night too. Yeah. So that they can go and have that, ready to go.
Pre-prepped. You kind of just order whatever you want, however much you want, kind of.
It's a 5-course meal. Like
if
every
you want
single
all the
night.
Appetizers, you can get all the appetizers. If you just want like 2 entrees or something with a dessert, go for it. It's kind of, they don't really
They're not going to stop you. Yeah. But you get like bread service. They do have gluten-free bread as well, which the first night I got that, it was like still very not frozen, but almost frozen. So I had to send it back like twice to get heated up.
You had to let it go.
Yeah.
Frozen. Nailed it.
So you get the bread service, you get an appetizer, and then like it's a super salad, then entree, and then dessert.
Yeah.
I weighed myself this morning. I gained 7 pounds over the cruise. Because that's a lot of food anyways, but then also having dessert every day. Oh man.
I'm sure that's water weight too.
And alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll go away fast. Yeah. The average person, I think, gains of like, depending on how many nights, like 10 pounds on a cruise.
I mean, they're feeding you constantly. You
can get food whenever you want.
Whenever you want. It's just
And Disney also has free room service on the cruises. Which we never used. Yeah, we never used it. But
the breakfast, it was continental, so like it was nothing I wanted.
Well, no, you could have like called and ordered.
Oh, you could have done that?
That was for like the night before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you like set out a little card the night before. Yeah, so moving on, the other... there's also adult only dining available, which is Enchante and Palo. Palo does brunch on Sea Days, and it is one of the hardest reservations to get for the entire cruise. Like if you are a silver castaway or if this is your first time sailing, good luck. You're not going to get it. Like,
don't you tell me what I won't get.
I mean, it's not going to happen.
I can make it happen.
Now, they will hold some reservations that you cannot book ahead of time until you get on the ship. So, if you wanted to do that Palo brunch or Palo dinner or something, and it's not showing up when it's time for you to book all of your extras and everything, go to guest services, like right when you get on the ship, and see what's available. That goes for any kind of extra. Does it live up
to the hype? Does this place live up to the hype?
We didn't get to experience it, so I don't know.
Is it like, have you heard people say like this is the best?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what was the Rose?
That's like an adult only lounge bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a restaurant too. Okay.
Yeah. It's Palo's right there. It's connected to Palo.
So is that like the Palo's bar area then? Or is it just separate completely?
I mean, it's separate. Like you can just go up to the Rose.
We took videos. They have this really awesome like hallway leading up to the Rose, which is like a Beauty and the Beast themed lounge in the adult like level.
Yeah, it's like the 14th, the highest deck of the ship.
It's very fancy looking. I felt uncomfortable being in there.
And there was nobody in there.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I'm not dressed for this, and no one's in here.
Yeah, but Palo is going to be $50 per person, and it is adult only, no exceptions.
They don't kid about that because we walked into Scat Cats. She was already in there, and I walked in there with the kids, and they're like, no.
Well, we didn't know Scat Cats was adult only when we tried to bring the kids in.
None of the other places are that we went to, like all the other bars. Yeah. That's the only one that's like, nope, get out.
Everywhere else that was adult only would have signs in front that said 18 plus.
Yeah.
And Scat Cats did not have that sign. So, but so Palo is $50 per person, brunch or dinner. Adult only. It's really good dining, very hard to get. Enchante is also adult only dinners. Yeah. So
we can't speak to either of those because we didn't get together.
Yeah, we did have reservations at Palo for brunch with our whole group, and
our kids didn't want to do the.
Yeah, our thought was, which is what most families do, is they will send their kids to the kids club and then go enjoy the adult only things like Palo brunch or the Quiet Cove pool, stuff like that. And
or just sitting.
The kids hated the kids club, and that's going to be a different episode with that. But so they would not go.
They liked some of it, but when they didn't like it, they really didn't like it.
Yeah, so we did not get to enjoy Palo, but the rest of the group did. So that was That was good. And, Palo, along with your normal dinner, is going to be about a 2 to 2.5 hour experience.
Yeah, it's a long, like we were usually out of dinner at like 10:30. Yeah.
Like
it was lengthy.
It longer than what I care for.
Yeah.
But what can you do? I guess what you can do actually is you do not have to go to the dinners if you do not want to.
Yeah, you can just eat on the outside upper deck. Always had
your stuff or open. Order room service. Just let your server know ahead of time if you can, so that they're not expecting you. And back to the rotational dining. So where you start is it's always going to be in that order. So we had Plaza de Coco, then 1923, then World of Marvel. So then the fourth night was Plaza de Coco, then 1923, then World of Marvel, and our seventh night was Plaza de Coco. However, on the Caribbean cruises, they have Pirate Night. And if you are on a 4-night or longer cruise, you are going to get a pirate menu.
It wasn't that different though.
It was different.
What was it? I don't remember.
It was not Coco, I can tell you that. It was not any of the Plaza de Coco.
I do remember now. Okay.
Yeah, so our fourth night was Pirate Night, and when we were at Plaza de Coco for the second time, so it was a pirate menu, and for me personally, it sucked. There were no gluten-free options other than the quote-unquote lighter takes, which were just some of the most bland options.
On the menu, it's always, the lighter takes are always like a steak, a salmon, or a chicken basically.
Yeah, that's basically just like salt and pepper.
Yeah, it's the most bland of bland for if you don't want anything fancy, you're just like, I'll just have this. And it's usually, it didn't look that good.
Yeah.
I never ordered that, but you had to order the steak once and then.
Yeah, I had to order
the salmon
steak once and the salmon once from
salmon
there.
Looked very basic.
It was not great. Okay, but moving on. There is also Marceline Market, which has Pog juice on tap.
Okay.
That's great. You can get all the Pog juice, your little heart desires.
And this is where you get your breakfast. It's like it's just got different breakfast stations.
It's buffet.
Standard buffet of eggs, bacon, sausage, Mickey waffles, pancakes, all fruit, omelet station. It's around it's like you're on the 11th floor inside, so you don't have to go in the heat.
Yeah, the food was not great.
I liked it for breakfast.
Well, for gluten-free, any other times it was not great.
I'll say this. We ate there for lunch only once, and that was the first, right when we got on the boat, we ate there because I didn't know there was an outside eating part. We went in there, and I absolutely was like, oh, God, I hope this isn't lunch every day. Because I was like, this is not good. And then the next day, we discovered, I should have known this was out there, but they had. It
wasn't the next day. It was later that day when we went outside.
Yeah, it was they had Donald's Cantina and the barbecue.
We did not get on the ship until around 2:00. We had not eaten anything since breakfast, so we were we just need to eat. And
that's the first place we went, and I was and then we went outside. I was like, oh, thank God, there's better stuff because they had hot dog hamburger place.
Well, here I've got the names.
What are they called? I don't remember.
So it's on the pool deck, and it's kind of quick service / buffet options. There's Goofy's Grill, which is going to have your hot dogs and hamburgers,
fries, and chicken tenders.
Yeah, Daisy's pizza pies.
Oh, those were good.
Donald's Cantina, which is Mexican Tex-Mex. Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue. Minnie's Ice Cream, and Jumbo Sweets, which was separate from the pool deck, but right next to it.
It's a Zootopia themed. It's the sweet shop they go into, with the paw bars. What are those?
Yeah, the popsicles.
Popsicles, yeah.
And that
our kids absolutely loved that place.
So Jumbo's Sweets, that is going to be, there's going to be a sweet shop on every ship, but it's going to have a different theme. So for the Wish, it is Inside Out. For the Destiny coming up, it is Incredibles. Yeah.
But this one was actually themed correctly because Zootopia actually has the sweet shop. So
that was really cool.
This is what you pay for your sweets there. It's not a free buffet or anything like that. It's not that much though.
Are cheaper than they are at Disney World.
Oh, definitely.
So much cheaper. One of the specialty cupcakes was only $5 at Disney. That's going to be 10.
Most of the stuff there was $5 or less. So it wasn't overpriced or anything like that. So
right.
But all those restaurants outside were so much better. They actually might have been my favorite places to eat, even though
they were
down.
Good. Yeah.
Because the Donald's Cantina was the jam. Yeah. The barbecue was really good too.
And I didn't get to attest to this, but I've always heard the chicken tenders on the pool deck, specifically not at Marceline's, on the pool deck, are some of like the best chicken tenders you will ever have.
They were good.
I did have the gluten-free ones. They weren't anything special.
I had, but one day I grabbed a couple of slices of the pizza, and it was actually very good.
The pizza looks so
It looked really good. It was like the pizza from a Goofy movie.
I kept meaning to go and ask if they did gluten-free pizza, but I never got around to it.
It was always so hard because like I liked the barbecue so much, and I liked the Donald's Cantina so much that I was like, I can't justify eating
Donald's Cantina was really good.
That place is the jam.
And one thing that angers me though about Donald's Cantina is
too good.
We found out the last day
you could do hard shells.
That they could do hard shell tacos, and I went up there to get hard shell tacos, and she, I'd heard that they cut size. I'm just like, do you guys have hard shell tacos? And she's like, no, we don't. And I was just like, not even for allergy? And she's like, oh, you have an allergy? Yes, we do. And it's just like, why are you guys doing this? Because there was like an issue at Minnie's ice cream also, where like
they don't want you to eat the cones.
Like Olivia does not like cones. She just wants her ice cream in a cup. And I had been seeing people walk around with ice cream in a cup like all day long. And so try to go get ice cream in a cup, and they're just like, no, you have to have a cone. And it's just like,
well, I told them, I was like, she doesn't like cones. And they're like, I was like, can I just like, you don't have like any cups? And she's like, I was like, just go get one of those cups for drinks. And I was like, okay. And like, I gave her the cup, and like, I was like, Olivia, hand her the cup, and then just tell her you want vanilla. And she goes, and then she was like, trying to be like, is this for allergy? I'm like, no, she just doesn't like cones.
Like why does it have to be for
just
allergy?
Put it in a different container. I don't care what it's in, like what's wrong. Like, I was just like so confused of like why they're making a big deal about it.
Right. Well, and why they're making a big deal about the taco shells.
That they probably had a finite amount of.
So just have more. Like I
don't know what to tell you.
I appreciate them trying to conserve gluten-free or like allergy resources for people who need to be accommodated that way, because we have been places where it's like for instance, when we went to the Shakespeare Tavern one time, and they had special like gluten-free desserts, and everybody just got the gluten-free desserts. So by the time I got up there were like none, and it's like, I know all these people are not gluten-free.
Gluten-free is healthy, right? Like,
yeah, no, it's usually it's more stuff put in there to make it taste as good. But so like I appreciate that, but at the same time, if somebody is specifically asking for a hard shell taco,
just give it to them.
Give it to them. Also, it's like ice cream in a cup versus a cone. Why does that make a difference?
I don't know. But Donald's Cantina is basically like Willie's or Moe's. It's like they got bowls, they got burritos, they got tacos, and like you can make a salad. It's pretty much all that set up, and it's all pretty good.
Yeah. And at the ice cream shop, they do have gluten-free cones. So that was very special to me. And they have 3 ice cream machines, and 2 of them will do chocolate and vanilla and swirl. And then there's one that the ice cream flavor changes every day.
And they just rotate, adding a different flavor to it. It's like,
well, it's not even a rotation. It's just different flavor every day.
Yeah.
So there's like strawberry, banana, mango, pineapple, and coconut. I don't know what else.
But yeah, the outside area for eating on that ship was so much better than the inside area.
Yeah.
And that area is not open for breakfast, but it is open for like lunch and dinner. So
yeah. So, you can always go there any time of day. And with us, like,
it was awesome because we just grab fries for them whenever they get like 5 o'clock, because you're not eating till 8. We're like, are you guys hungry? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm going to grab some fries real quick. So I run upstairs, grab fries, come back down. Or banana. They also had like fruit out too, which is very convenient too. Like they just had like bananas, pears, apples, just like, and oranges just sitting there, so you could just grab one if you wanted.
Yeah. And now for gluten-free, it was a little more of a pain in the butt. I really wish they had.
Except for Donald's Cantina.
Yeah, except for Donald's Cantina. But I mean, if you had an allergy, you should still go through the proper measures. But like, since mine is for my thyroid, it's not an allergy or gut issue, Like,
well, I
it's a
also
little
had dairy.
bit different.
The first thing we did, I got dairy.
Well, that's on you.
Yeah, I got the wrong dressing.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Anyways, I really wish that they had like mobile order for for allergy out here.
Yeah.
Because like first you have to like go stand in line, let the person know like you have an allergy, and then they have to call over.
It's like in the parks, like the old school way of doing it.
Yeah. But it would take that team member so long to get over there to take the order.
Like for breakfast, sometimes I would just go ahead and order hers just because you never know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very fast though.
Yeah. So yeah, I usually would end up waiting about 10 to 15 minutes to get food after I ordered it. And, you know, they were like, we'll bring it out to you, which is nice. But at the same time, like, they'll be like, where are you sitting? And I'm just like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no spaces usually. You're
it's like, it's wherever I can find a seat. And my husband and kids are probably already sitting somewhere. Like, you know.
But you did get to have churro Mickey waffles.
I did get churro Mickey waffles. So on Castaway Cay Day, they do Mickey churro waffles. And it was
delightful.
They made our server at World of Marvel the night before was like, do you want gluten-free Mickey churro waffles? And I'm just like, oh my God, you can do that? And they were like, yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, I want those. So they pre-ordered them for us. And I guess that's like a thing that you have to do there. And like when we went to Castaway Cay and had lunch there, which we'll get into that in just a minute, I went up to do my allergy order and they're like, did you pre-order? And I'm just like, no, was I supposed to? Like, nobody told me about pre-ordering anything ever, you know, aside from like our server actually asking, do you want gluten-free Mickey waffles tomorrow, or the churro ones, you know? So I don't know. It's like, I feel like Disney needs to do a better job of communicating the proper protocols if you have allergies.
Yeah, because it was that Castaway Cay lunch situation, because they had fries out in the back area where you were for allergies, and I was like, the stuff they had out for like everyone else, I was like, our kids aren't going to eat any of this except for like a banana. I was like, do you guys have French fries? And they're like, no. Well, I saw them back there when you were there, so I went up to like the regular area. I was like, hey, do you guys have fries up here? And they're like, no. And like they didn't tell me anything about, like, I was like, well, I see some over there. So I went back over to where they were and I was like, hey, you guys have fries back there? Like, can I just get like 2 little like plates of those? And they're like, they're really for allergy only. And I'm like, I mean, my kids aren't going to eat anything is the thing. And so they begrudgingly gave it to us, and they were actually kind of stale fries. So I think they just came. Yeah. There's no fryer on the island, so I think they just.
Did they tell you that?
I think that's what the guy said. Or are you just
assuming?
I'm pretty sure that's what they said. He said they came from the boat. So I'm assuming they just don't have the ability to make them there. So that's why they have a finite amount for people with allergies. So, but they were a little stale. So they weren't great anyways.
And so on Castaway Cay, they only have 2 options on the island, and they are both barbecue restaurants, and they are not gluten-free friendly. So had to go do an allergy order. And, you know, for the allergy stuff, again, they were mad that I didn't pre-order, but again, did not know.
Were you more mad about when you got your food and you're like, this burger is terrible?
Oh, the burger was bad. Yes.
Can attest. I tried it. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're bringing it all the way from the ship to there, kind of makes sense.
It's a ways away. So,
but it's kind of wild to me that on their island, their only options would be like barbecue or Bohemian food. It's like, you guys know kids are picky, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not even gonna have like chicken tenders.
Mine was actually okay, the stuff I was eating. So I mean, but yeah, yours was. I would have just been like, okay, I'm just gonna eat back on the boat.
Yeah. So I have some notes, just general.
What's your notes?
Well, I'm pretty sure I had spoiled milk one morning.
Nice.
You guys had already eaten, and I was waiting on my waffles, and got my milk and stuff, and I opened it up and took a sip, and I was just like, oh, that does not taste right. And
this one tastes special.
Like, oh, it was awful. And the waffles just throughout were pretty tough and chewy for the gluten-free ones.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know. They didn't seem freshly made. It was not amazing.
So your biggest complaint is breakfast there then?
Well, that's one of my favorite things at Disney. At Disney World is breakfast.
Just because you get Mickey waffles.
Yeah. Plaza de Coco was my least favorite.
I think
of all of them. What was yours?
From what I ordered, I actually might say 1923.
Really?
Because the lobster tail I had was not good, and the steak was just okay. The first time we had it.
My steak was really good when I had it.
It was fine.
And my lobster was fine, but
I think I had better food though at the other ones by far. Marvel was definitely my favorite, which I was shocked that was.
World of Marvel was my favorite for both food and entertainment.
Yeah, the entertainment was
so much fun.
They had like all the actual cast.
I wish that's one we would have had the first night.
I mean, they had like Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly. They had like a bunch of like actual like Marvel people doing like they did like a movie of like Scott Lang shrinking the ship, and like there was this whole thing, and then like Ultron comes into it, and like they're fighting Ultron, and it's with like Falcon and like who else was there? It was like Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and is there more?
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man is there too.
Yes. Oh, Spider-Man does.
Spider-Man pops up afterwards and walks around and like takes pictures with everyone. So
yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Again, the pirate menu was not good, and Tracy, who's one of our friends that we went with, also another travel agent, she tried to get us pallet reservations for pirate night, but couldn't, because she was like, the pirate night menu is just not good, and I did not believe her. And then we had it. It's like
I think the stuff I had on that Coco the last night might have been one of my favorites. Like the carnitas thing was really good. It was very simple.
Okay, I had like some sort of seafood dish with rice, but there was not enough seafood. It was like 2 pieces of shrimp and 2 scallops.
Oh, solid.
So it was like I could use. Okay, here's the thing. Getting protein on this ship was hard.
For you?
I feel like I did not have enough protein at all.
I definitely
any day and every day.
Well, I'm eating eggs every morning and like.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't eat eggs. Yeah. You know, so.
I had lots of protein.
They didn't have Greek yogurt either. They just had like Activia.
Like the schnitzel I got the first day at Marvel. That was really good too.
Yeah.
So it was Marvel. Good. Marvel was my favorite food, and then I think Coco would have been my second. Yeah. If I hadn't gotten the lobster tail, I think it would have been 1923 would have been tied. But like mine was just so. I think they took it.
So that can't do lactose.
Well, they were like they didn't cook it in butter. I don't think, and I'm like I told them like I can do butter fine. And like basic cheeses, they're fine. I just can't do cream or milk. And they're like, okay.
I feel like Disney, both here and at the parks, just kind of has a hard time with the concept of like, I can't do lactose, but I'm fine with butter and hard cheeses. Well, I think it's like they don't want to accept that. It's like all in nothing.
I think Chip understood it, but I think the chef was like, no, I'm going to make this thing dry and chewy as anything. And I'm like, this isn't good.
My lobster was amazing.
Mine was not. Yeah. So, because I tried yours, and I was like, this is very different than mine. So
you probably could have sent it back.
Yeah, I could be like, can you just give me like a regular one, man?
Yeah.
Just bring the regular one out and I'll just risk it. That's fine. Yeah.
And that on that note too, even though you visit the same restaurants multiple times, it's not the same menu each time, which I was kind of bummed out about because like,
I want the same thing.
Well, no, there were like multiple things I wanted to try. And so I was thinking
you could have just kept trying them all though. You could have told Chip, like, I want this and this and this. Yeah, but
I'm not comfortable ordering that much food. I'm not even comfortable eating as much food as I got.
Yeah. Like, well, I'm glad I ordered.
I don't know. I grew up in a family where it's like, you do not waste food.
Well, on that second night, or the 1929 with the
23.
1923 with the lobster tail, this is the only night I ordered 2 entrees because I wanted to try the ratatouille. And thank goodness I did, because I was like, okay, the ratatouille is better. At least I have something to eat. Because I really didn't want to eat the other thing that much.
Yeah.
Because the sides that came with it, like, were not good either. Like, my rice that came with it was really weird tasting, and the asparagus was bland, and then I was like, this isn't good. I'm glad I got ratatouille at least. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but...
That would have been my least, though.
I think if I had known, or maybe I did know and just forgot, but if I had known that, like, it wasn't going to be the same menu both nights, I probably would have gotten, like, multiple...
Just kept trying
stuff. Just to try things. Because there were quite a few that I was just like, oh, I can't wait to try this the next time.
Oh, yeah, try it that night, people.
Yeah, it'll be a different menu next time.
Yeah.
The drinks will be the same. Drink menu's the same.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there is also a formal night on the ships, or a semi-formal night.
Formal is loose.
Yeah, it's completely optional.
Some people dress to the nines.
Like there were people who were wearing, like leggings, and then people who were in full ball gowns and tuxes.
Yeah, I was just I was like, am I completely underdressed? And then I'd look around and be like, no, maybe I'm overdressed compared to that guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's completely optional, but it is fun to do. All of the characters like Minnie, Mickey, Donald, Daisy, Pluto, Goofy, they'll be in their formal attire.
They went crazy that night.
Oh, yeah. There was like a dance party in the...
It was very weird.
In the atrium, and it was awesome. It was so much fun.
All of them came out and they were just like busting a move.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that in those costumes because they were like...
Talent.
It was crazy. I was like, man, they were out there for a while just dancing.
Yeah, they were great. I wish I hadn't been so tired. I would have wanted to stay the whole time.
Vomit all in those helmets, just like
overheating. Ew, don't say that.
All right. Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't.
What else you got for me?
I think I covered. So I have a list. Just making sure.
They had also coffee shops everywhere.
Yeah.
Like even
you'll
bars.
Have the same table number every night too, just FYI.
Okay. Well, they had there's a Hey Hey Cafe, and you can also do alcohol in your coffee whenever. Well, no, because some ports you can't do alcohol, but which is very odd. But there's like a Hey Hey. There's what was that? Jade Cricket Cafe. Yeah, there's just like little coffee shops.
I thought you said Jay Cricket, like his name is Jay.
Jade Cricket. No, it was like Jade Cricket, and they have like these nice coffee shops with they're packing the coffee like old school.
It was good.
They're not just pushing a button, which is
I was
good.
Disappointed it wasn't Joffrey's because that's what I thought it was going to be.
This
was fine.
The coffee in the machines in Mercantile was. I saw it.
Mercantile?
What is that place called?
Marceline Market.
Oh man, I've been saying it wrong in my head the whole time.
I think you're thinking Moana's Mercantile, which is at the Polynesian gift shop.
Maybe, I don't know. But no, they had Joffrey's. The coffee in whatever Marceline was is Joffrey's because they opened the machine. It was like a Joffrey's box in there.
Yeah. Yep. So food and beverages are included. The exceptions being specialty coffee, alcoholic beverages, popcorn, and soda if it's purchased as part of room service or at the theater.
If you get a can at the theater, it's going to cost you. But they have drink machines upstairs on that level where you can just get whatever you want, pretty much whenever you want.
Yeah. Overall, though. So going back to what I said when we opened this episode, I've always heard Disney Cruise Line has the best food of cruise lines.
And you look like you're about to be dropping a bomb on you, Disney. It isn't.
Overall, I would say the food was just okay.
I give it a 7.
I'd give it a 5.
Whoa, you were...
I mean, Holland. Okay, it's better than Holland America. Holland America, I would give a 2.
Ouch.
Out of 10.
Okay, if I was to eat only at the outside eateries, I'd probably give it an 8. I'm not gonna lie. I think between Donald and the barbecue, I was like, yeah, this is my jam right now.
Yeah.
I was never disappointed with anything I got there.
And I think for me, it's there's just not enough variety of food between the restaurants and this, and not enough healthy options. All the food was very heavy.
Well, if you go into what was that place? Marceline Market. There was healthier options in there, but they just weren't that good.
Yeah.
The salad I had there was very mid.
Yeah.
And they had better stuff sometimes. We just stopped going in there, I think, after the first day.
Right. And
they had coconut shrimp and whole crabs and stuff like that. But I was just I'm not going to turn down Mickey's Canteen or Donald's Canteen right now.
Yeah. Well, and one of the people who's in our big group, he kind of pointed out, especially towards the end of the week, he's just this food has been on the ship for a week at least.
Ew.
So it's when I was just oh yeah, I got the hard shell tacos, but they were stale. And he was well, they're week old shells, Well, I mean, that is something to consider.
Well, actually, at the Donald's Cantina, I saw them cooking everything behind, which I liked.
Yeah.
Because I was watching, it's the same as a Willie's. They're just
Well, yeah. I mean, no, they're not grill, cooking it and then you're getting reheated food.
But I liked seeing everything being cooked then and there for that place.
I'm just saying it's the meat that they're cooking with is a week old. Sure, it's probably been in the freezer the whole time. But,
I'm sure it's fine.
Frozen beef is never going to be as good as fresh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but my vote is if I was to just rate I'll rate it separately. Marceline, I give it for breakfast, I give it a
2
6.
out of 10.
Oh, okay. For me, it was better. For lunch, I gave it a 2 because I wasn't happy with that. The outside, whatever we call that.
I do love that they loaded the plate up with bacon.
I'd give it an 8 or a 9 for the outside area.
The outside, I'd give a 6.
Oh man, you're really hating on them.
I had such higher expectations.
Oh, that's why. I had no expectations going in. Okay.
I mean, Donald's was good. Donald's was really good. But I don't want to eat that every day in a row. Yeah, then you get the
barbecue.
I'm not huge on barbecue, though.
That was good.
And, I never asked about the pizzas because pizza lately in general has just been upsetting my stomach.
This is on you, babe.
And the burgers at Goofy's Grill were not good. They were kind of tough. The chicken was fine, but I don't want chicken tenders every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're rating based on your.
I'm rating based on the parks, because the park food is so much better than the cruise food, in my opinion. Both the quick service and the quick service and sit down.
I don't know. The sit downs, I rate them all over the place because I had different experiences every night. So I don't know. My pirate night food was fine. I liked it, actually.
Because you had options.
Yeah.
I did not have options.
I had like a salmon, I think. Or no, I had like a chicken dish with rice that was really good.
Yeah. And, one thing too that Chip, our server, pointed out, like our second to last night.
He would be super honest with us about. He's like the black bean soup is terrible. The avocado soup right now we're having is terrible. Don't eat.
Lobster bisque is awful.
He's like, don't order these.
He would help preface, but like something that like when we were going through, he was taking my order one night for the next night, and we were going through the menu. I was just like, oh yeah, nothing here because nothing's gluten free, and he's like, this should be gluten free. He's like, I don't know why it's not marked, and he started talking about how like it annoys him that there are a lot of things on the menu that could be gluten-free with a small modification, and they should note that. Because like for instance, like one of the desserts was like creme brulee with a biscotti on top.
Just take the biscotti
and it's not marked gluten-free, and it's like all you have to do is not have the biscotti.
You drive a biscotti?
So that is something that they should do, and I mean that's partially on me too to ask. Of just like, hey, can this be made gluten free?
Yeah. Well, I also think there's just like, if you ordered
but
wrong,
I don't like inconveniencing people.
Yeah. Well, like if you had gotten multiple apps, you could have just been like, or like regular your entree, you could have been like, I'm gonna order 3 and hope for the best, and you're like, all right, I like this one. At that point, because it's like.
We also had a very crowded table, so it's like, what are you going to do with all those plates?
That's true. It was like we wouldn't have had room for that many, but like, still, it was just like, I'd be like, hey, bring me this first, and then I want to try this too, and I'll eat like this much.
Yeah.
Or just be like, hey, give me a smaller portion.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat all that.
So.
I don't know. You're hating on the food more than I am, so, but you had limited diet stuff. So.
I'm not a foodie.
You are not, no.
But I also think that means that my review is more honest.
You're not a foodie, and at the same time, you are very picky.
I'm not very picky. I just know what I like and I don't like.
You like chicken tenders that are good, and you like Mickey waffles that are good with bacon.
And Disney lately, parks and cruise have just been missing the mark on the Mickey waffles that are gluten-free.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Don't go on a Disney cruise for the food.
Well, this is just this one though. We can't. You shouldn't trash all of them.
Yeah.
Just trash the treasure.
But the thing is, they put like the best of their employees on the treasure.
See, I think I had a completely different food experience than you though. So yeah. I think mine were fine most of the time.
Yeah, and I think that was the same too on Holland America. And I think it is because it does come down to my dietary restrictions.
I mean, the only two that I didn't really like that much were my lobster one, 1923, and the first lunch we had there, which was at Marceline.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was like, I was fine with mostly everything.
To their credit, Disney is just as accommodating for allergens on the ship as they are at the parks. So that's good. Again, just after having gone to Universal and seeing how good the gluten-free food can be.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
I also think just cooking on a ship is a little bit harder and different. And it's also like at Marceline also, if you don't like something, just go grab something else. It's a buffet. So it's like, and the same thing
you say that. I can't do that because they're having to specially prepare the food.
There's so many things that you probably could just grab. that are not.
There really wasn't, though.
All right, well.
Because it's not just like, oh, this looks like it's gluten-free.
Yeah.
Because people will throw crap into stuff.
I'm just going to throw a little gluten in this bad boy.
Gluten-containing or some other sort of allergen.
Yeah.
That, could be very bad.
Yeah,
but like, I mean, for you with your dressing, you picked a vinaigrette that you thought.
No. I chose a Caesar.
Oh, well, then that really
But the Caesar usually at Disney, I'm fine with. And that's why I thought nothing of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's ranch I have to worry about. But like the Caesar it looked a little thicker. And I was like, and then all of a sudden my stomach started hurting. And I just started feeling kind of like just nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
For like the next 2 hours. So I was like, well, Marceline just lost my lunch business. But that's the thing about those places. It's just like, even on the other deck, it's just like, if I grab barbecue, I was like, I'm not really feeling this right now. I just go get a taco. It's like.
But again, I think you have that freedom.
I have that freedom. You don't. So.
Yeah. So it's like, if I don't like what I get, I have to go find another cast member, place another order, wait another 15 minutes, and then hopefully like it.
From an allergy perspective, you're like not liking the food as much. From a regular perspective, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. From an allergy perspective, and given my allergy is gluten, which eliminates a lot of food.
I like you made that a 2-syllable word.
Well, I mean,
lot of food.
Well, I mean, so if yours is like an egg allergy, that's not.
Well, you can't do egg
as
either,
complicated.
So that's another thing.
Yeah. Well, but I can't. Like, I can't just eat eggs. But
you can have it if it's baked into something.
Depending on the ratio, If
there's like a tablespoon.
Well, I mean, like when I make cookies.
3 cookies.
There's 2 eggs that go across about 3 dozen cookies.
Yeah, you're fine.
So that's fine, but
anyways,
creme brulee would not be a good option for me.
Tell them where you can find us.
You can find us on Instagram at Backlot Tours.
There you go.
Backlottours.com. And you can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
And like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Give us a review.
And follow.
Tell us we're okay.
Yeah. And if you would like to plan your own Disney vacation on the Treasure, the Wish, any other cruise, or any other cruise line, do a lot of them, please feel free to reach out. You can DM me on the Backlot Tours Instagram, my Instagram at castlebound_Jana, or send me an email, jana@castleboundtravelco.com.
Boom. Take us home.
Well, there's a great big pretty okay tomorrow.
And shining at the end of every cruise.